Hold up, you shenanigans. I gotta pause for a minute and give a super thanks shout out to Mr. Glenn Carballo81, who sent $9.99 USD and says thanks. Thank you very much, Glenn. I will definitely consume that in liquid fashion. And if you guys are wondering the story behind this weird image, we sent our buddy last night this image and said, "Happy birthday, bitch." And yeah, he replied with that. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Okay, here we go. This could be the last episode of Future Spa if all things go well. I brought this lamp driver home, and I replaced the 3 SCRs that were bad. No, 46, 53, and 51. So those 3 light bulbs should now be working. I've got my shrink tube stuff just so I can tidy up these last 2 wires here. Another thing I remember that I wanted to do was adjust the high voltage so that the displays are running at 180 volts. That is the suggested optimal and ideal voltage for the displays. Not too much, not too little. And I want to check on that. Oh, and also, I brought the back glass from home, so we can have a look at that. This art was done by Paul Ferris. It's like legendary pinball artist. I wonder what he's up to these days, but I've listened to an interview or 2 with him over the years on Clay Harrell's Top Casts, and pretty sure that this is his likeness and possibly his girlfriend or wife, and possibly some embellishments. She's got a pretty funky advanced wrist guard there with the time on it. And then, of course, we've got some futuristic spa-like activities happening over here. A lot of fun colors, and like her boob strap is kind of turning into part of her hair, which is kind of a shower. So a waterfall, some naked people in a little pool there. And got this dude working out. It's quite the machine here. It's like half machine, half laser, doing some pretty serious bicep curls. And it's got the mirrored back glass trim. So every time I just angle the camera just right, it reflects into my eyes and it's bright. Let's check this out. This is the exercise analyzer from 2004, very futuristic, you know. Future Spa is like 81, so this is many years in the future. We got a force field resistance, bunch of buttons, exercise series, anabolic, catabolic, cardiovascular, resistance, nitrogen assimilation, and caution. Do not exceed 2 repetitions. We can only do 2 reps on this thing before bad things could happen. What does this say? Playfield graphics by David Christensen. Oh, the Playfield graphics were done by Dave Christensen, and the back glass art is Paul Ferris. But yeah, so here's the Future Spa right here. This is it. This is what all the lore is all about. Definitely very futuristic. And these guys are just prancing, jogging around the track. I guess they're not prancing, but they look a little prancy. Some futuristic belts. Hey, there's an Easter egg for you. What does that say? Phil? Maybe that's a shout out to a buddy or something. What's this say? Mary. There's another Easter egg. Wonder if that's Paul Ferris's girlfriend slash wife at the time, and her name was Mary. That's cool. I like looking for these little Easter eggs. Is there something else there? Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Audio pleasure level. Ultrasonic. These guys are up there on the pleasure level. That's so fun. All right, anyway. Hey, fellow Shenaniganders. If you are enjoying what you are seeing, why don't you click on these 3 dots at the bottom of any video and then find this heart, click on that, and hey, look at this. You can buy me a beer. You can use the slider to buy me 500 beers if you really like, but this is a way you can send thanks, and I very much appreciate your support. If you do so, your comment will be highlighted, and also I will give you a shout out. So thank you for all your support. So I've got my plan of attack. Oh, 79. I think I said 81. Yeah, this is 1979. But yeah, as you can see, back glass is in fantastic shape. You can usually tell better from the back side. Oh, and here is a little bit of like Mylar going over the Future Spa letters. And we'll have to look at that cool, fun lighting effect with the whole extra auxiliary lamp driver board to drive that. But this back glass, probably a 9 out of 10. Okay, let's throw in this lamp driver board, shrink tube some stuff, check on some voltages. All right, lamp board is installed. Turn on the machine soon and see if my 3 bulbs are now working. And I've got these wires soldered and shrink tubed instead of mild twisted together and electrical taped, which was just temporary. Now we need to shrink the shrink tube. There we go. One done. And probably shouldn't put the flame right on it, but tight quarters here. There we go. Oh, shrink tube courtesy of Jim Wilkes. Shout out. So there we go. That is much better. I'll route my wires. I do have zip ties if needed to kind of just tidy things up here. But yeah, compare all that to what this used to look like, and it's significantly better. Okay, let's turn this thing on. We can see if the diagnostic button still works. Throw it in lamp test. Check our lamps. Oh, check this out. That's success. There's success. And that's not going to go off in attract mode, so let's do this. And there's success. All right, so all of our bulbs are now officially working. And you know what, we can do a little test here. Where's my ball? See how these drop targets are doing. They were pretty low initially, and the ball got stuck on, I think it was this drop target opening, but look at that. I think that is good to go. So we can do this in lamp test, I believe. Let's see what our voltage is at. Ah, my ground fell out. Let's use this spot here. See if I can just kind of prop that there. This is high voltage, so you got to be very careful. Test point 2 is what we want, which is right here. And that says it's 187. So it's pretty close. So I'm going to adjust this dial just a little bit. Try and get that down closer to 180. Okay, let's see where we're at here. 182. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm happy with that. I don't need to mess with that dial. It's old and cranky and I don't want to break it. So there's that. By the way, I still haven't found my original to-do list, so I can't cross find to-do list off of my new to-do list yet. I don't know how that thing vanished. But Corey Cook of London Pinball purchased 20 of these keyless locks from Ally Express. And when you think pinball locks, you don't typically think Ally Express. But I think he said he tried them and they are great. So he gave me a sample yesterday. And this machine does not have a key. So this will be a good guinea pig for this. And if this does work, then I myself may purchase a lot of 10 or 20 from Ally Express, because all said and done, it works out to about $5 a lock, Canadian. That's pretty darn good. We're normally paying like 10 from like Pinball Life or whatever. So I'm going to install this and see how it works. Okay, so far we have a little bit of fitment issues. This ain't fitting. Oh, wait, hold on. It's starting to get there. But I don't have a Dremel. I do have this tiny file. So I've been trying to file. But it's funny, I just put on a pinball podcast, the Wedgehead Pinball Podcast. And they're doing like a hindsight awards for 1990s. And they're literally talking about Paul Ferris, as I just was, and how the likeness on the art he did for Phantom of the Opera, which was one of their nominations for Unnecessarily Horny Pinball Machine of 1990, it was modeled after his daughter. So that chick on the Future Spa back glass might not be his wife. It possibly could be his daughter. I'm not really sure, but they're talking about how it's a little hard to look at knowing that it's his daughter. Hey, what is this button for? I've never seen a button like this before in my life on a pinball machine. I wonder if they added this because this wasn't working. Huh, interesting. Oh wait, hold on, no, that goes to the switch. Okay, so that is a credit button. Oh, what do you know? There you go. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious about Paul Ferris. Like 10 minutes after I was mentioning him, I'm hearing all about that on the podcast. Anyway, I'm going to file away and see if I can get this thing to cram in there. Okay, just a little more filing, and I managed to get it to fit. And what do you know? It works. Just like that. So, yeah, for $5, I'd probably order a 10-pack of those. Let's, for fun, test this credit button, see if it works. Hey, what do you know? That's a nice and easy way to add some credits, so I am not opposed to that. It's an undoable hack. One screw and a couple wires, so not opposed to it. One other thing I'd like to do, so this is the board I sent out to Brent Butler, my board repair guy, for my Viper. But it has a weird thing where when the high score to date shows, the speaker buzzes like extra. You know, sometimes if you just listen to the speaker when attract mode is going off and when the displays are going on and off, you do hear a little bit of stuff coming from the speaker. That's normal. But this was excessive. So I have tried other boards in my Viper, driver boards, without the excessive buzz. So I want to throw this in Future Spa and see if that buzz still occurs, or if it just doesn't happen on this game. And if it doesn't, then maybe I'll keep this in the machine because it has been fully serviced and upgraded. This one, don't know that it has. I mean, I can tell that the cap is probably original. So if this doesn't do the buzzy thing, then I may just leave this in the machine. So I'm going to swap that and see what happens. Okay, I got the board out and I just noticed we got a little old nest in there, maybe new. I don't think there's anybody in there. I'll drag something through that. What do I got? Let's go see if anybody's home. You could just like suck them right out of there with the shrink tube. Nope, we're safe. Okay. But yeah, this is a nice looking board. Doesn't look like any transistors have ever been changed. There's no burn marks. It's got all the original chips. And there looks like there's no previous repairs. So this is a nice driver. But I do have this one installed now. And let's see what happens. All right, just wait for these high scores to pop up. High score to date. And no speaker buzz. Okay, well that's interesting. The stern driver likes the Bally better than it likes the stern. So I think I'm going to leave that in there because it's been gone over. It's got the ground improvements. It's got the updated capacitor for the displays, high voltage stuff, a couple new transistors, and a lot of new components in the high voltage section in general. So this thing's rebuilt, and I think it's going to be happy in its new home. And then, for whatever machine I need in the future, I'll take this home, I'll service it, I'll do all the things to it, and then that'll be good for another project. There is possible talks of a machine that I was potentially going to pick up today. A little, well, I won't say too much, but if that comes to fruition, it is a 1979 or 8 Bally. So that board could potentially have a new home already. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. I think all that's left is to play test and see if there's anything left. Okay, I'm about to do a play test game. So I thought I would install the back glass and we can see what it looks like. I haven't looked yet, really. That Future Spa animation is actually really cool. Let's turn the light off here and then have a closer look. That is awesome. Bally splurged with that whole feature there. Whole new board, bunch of more parts, the bomb. It's a little bit higher due to that. And I think they did that on another game or two. They did something funky with Flash Gordon, the big spotlight in the middle, but I think they did something similar to this. Maybe, is it Embryon? This is one of the what is it, 5 Bally wide bodies. Can you name them all? Let's see if we can nail them. Future Spa, Paragon, Space Invaders, Embryon, Hot Diggity Doggin. That's them. The 5 Bally wide body series. Anyway, I'd say that looks pretty damn good. It's one tiny little flake there, a little crack there. Paint, is that? The paint might be kind of coming off the glass a little bit at the bottom there. But I'd still say overall, It is a 9 out of 10. All right, so let's set this up and play a game. All right. Let's see how she plays now. Oh, the camera's in my face again. Hold on. Let's move up a little bit. Do this. Still kind of in my face, but it's a little better. And yeah, I think that looks good. All right. Let's go to the spa. See if we can find Paul Ferris's wife or daughter. Kind of gross because she was probably pretty young at the time, and that's basically the comments that the guys at the Wedgehead were saying is like, Paul, why did you use your daughter in such a scantily clad fashion? I don't know what her age was, but I don't think it was necessarily all that appropriate for the time. Didn't age well, shall we say. So far, everything seems to be working. The flippers are flipping, the drops are dropping, the pops are popping. The spa is a happening place. Whoa. Wrong flipper. Oh, also, I crossed off turn background sounds off of the to-do list. As amazing as they were, they're gone. Got my gate open, and that light says opens gate when lit, but it feels like it should say gate closes. Feels backwards to me. You're using up your gate, so it's closing, right? I guess it's opening up the in lane, but I feel like, yeah, whatever. Let's hit some drops. Bally thought it through. I did not. Alright, let's try and get some multipliers going here. Oh, I tickled it. Yeah, so the first drop target lights both your spinners. Then the second one is your 2x. Third is 4x. Third is 6x. I like that I did that all right on cue. And, whoa, now we need extra ball. The yellow target at the back there. Beautiful. Oh, good thing I got that extra ball on the way out the door, because that was ball 3. 243,000 points. Let's see if I can get another extra ball. Oh. No. Okay, that was not nice. I hit the one letter that I didn't need. Wow. I tried to cheat it by throwing it into the shooter lane. That strategy did not work. Okay, let's play one more game. But I'm thinking I'm done. I think our work here is done. Another successful garage project. Future Spa is a fun game. I'm glad I got the opportunity to mess with it. Because like I said, I had this in the queue for many years. Hoping to get to it one day, and then my buddy JC was looking for a project and he really wanted to go to the spa of the future. So I let him have it. What? I tilted that. Well, at least we know that works. And then, like I said before, it ended up making its way back to me. And she required a little more surgery than I was anticipating. But it was fun to dehackify everything. And I'm always learning something. I'm sure I learned something new. I also find the more you do stuff, the more you actually retain that information, because, you know, pinball is a never-ending learning curve, and it's impossible to retain everything. But it's nice because that all these Bally and Stern games are practically the same board sets, so there's a lot of crossover and makes life a lot easier. Alright, so that target, no, not target, okay, so the light that I repaired, don't open my gate. Oh no, how did I not tilt? So basically what I'm trying to say is the kickback spots a letter in future spa. Whoa. Drop target spot letters. So that's handy. Because otherwise, you gotta send it up top and get all... Oh, something else just spotted me. What spotted me there? I didn't catch it. Otherwise, you gotta go in all friggin' 6 lanes up top. If it weren't for spotting. Oh, that was very beast-like, but I survived. Alright, let's try some actual flipper skills. Okay, that was a busted tap pass. Let's try that again. That's better. You can get your tap pass down on this game. Then you can win, or you can fluke it into the drop targets. That's always a thing. What does the Fountain of Youth do? Oh, that just gives you spa letters. So the next time I hit it will be P, and then the next time I hit it will be A. I don't want to go for it, but... Woo! Yeah, okay, so that's how that works. Should we go for it? Wait, no, let's get extra ball. Let's try a little back flick, roll up, back. That's whatever it's called. That. Either way. Ooh. Oh, the one lane, of course. That was ball 2. Be 36,000 times 6. I'm at 346,000. Last ball. Let's try and have a good one here. This will be it. I mean, I will do a gameplay video. Uh-oh. Oh, that's trouble. As I typically do. This future spa I'll be putting up for sale. Uh-oh. Oh, that's trouble. Let's see if I can get myself out of that. Without tilting, that was kind of impressive. Okay, ski jump, extra ball. Ooh, high score today, probably. And the extra ball. Followed by the alarm, fire alarm. No, of course. All right. $572. One last ball. But that's a pretty good 3-ball game. That is not bad at all. I got 36,000 banked for super bonus. So I do like that spinner sound. Does it make that sound when it's only when it's not lit? Oh, okay, let's do that then. That'll work. I got the spinner lit now so we can compare spinner sounds. Yep, different spinner sounds when lit and not lit, and both very cool. Let me survive the beast. Yay. I tilted! How is that even freaking possible? How are you so inconsistent? Oh. I figured it out. Okay, so when I was cleaning the cabinet, anyway, this is my finishing score, 591, except for the fact that I got hosed, and that was not the high score to date. I just collected a special when I heard the knocker go off. Okay, where's my light? Oh, it's on. Okay, when I was cleaning the cabinet, I found the ball roll, the tilt roll ball, and isn't that supposed to be resting at this end? But when it goes to that end, it was just resting there, and that was probably causing my tilt. So we're going to remove that. Problem solved. Anyway, that is the end of the Future Spa Garage series. I would call it a success. And yeah, I think we'll wrap up this video and go play another game or two.